Hi, this is a JSON tutorial, and in this tutorial we'll make a Ajax app that will communicate with server using JSON strings, and the server will respond with a JSON string. So JSON is very helpful in Ajax apps. You can use it to store data or do the stuff with Ajax like we will do in this tutorial. So first of all, the syntax of JSON. JSON actually inherits its syntax from JavaScript objects, as the name signifies, JavaScript object notation. So what happens is that your JSON string or JSON file should always start with a object literal, or it should start with a array literal like this. So we will uh, make an object in this tutorial, and objects in JSON have name and value pairs. So you have name, and then you put colon and you put the value of that name. So when you will decode it, you will get a member of this object with the name, so you can access the value. So you put value in quotes if you want it to be a string. So you have name and value pair now, and to make another name and value pair, you put comma, and then you make another name and value pair. Remember, names should be in quotes. Without quotes, PHP gives errors. So then we have age, again a name and value pair. This time value is an integer without quotes, and you put common again to a separate name and a pair. So we have another name and value pair. This time the value will be array. So array literals, we have seen how to write them like this. So the members should not have names in arrays. So that's for all the case. If you start with an array, you don't put names for its members. So we have like first value, and again you put comma, and second value. Now when we'll decode it, we will get an array with two indexes. First index, that will be 0, will give us out first value. The second index, that is 1, will give us out second value. So this is how you write JSON script. You can use it to save your you can use a file and save your data like XML, or use it in your Ajax apps. So what we are going to do is we are going to make first of all an object, JavaScript object, as we have seen that the syntax is the same. So we are just going to copy paste it. So this is a valid JavaScript object here, and we are going to make a string out of this object, because in for Ajax developers, they know that you cannot send object to server directly. So this is where the JSON comes into play, and I'm going to use a method from a library, stringify, and it will take a JavaScript object, which is this. So the library is this. I will put this link in description, you can get it. We are only going to use two methods from this library. So now we have a valid JSON string corresponding to the object we given as a parameter. So if I refresh, and this is now, this looks the same, but this is a string now. So we have the string, we can send it using Ajax. So our XML HTTP, this is the formal new XML HTTP request, and we will assign a function to our event handler, which will handle our response. We'll initialize our request using open. Get will be the method, and HTTP localhost /js/server.php is our file that we will send request to, and we will send the JSON string, and we will send it using send method null. Save it. So till here, when the script will run, it will make an object, it will convert it using the stringify method from our json.js library, and when you copy paste the content, remember to include it. So when we will convert it to a string, we will send the request using the XML HTTP request object. So till here, when the script will run, it will send the request to our server.php right here. So in here we will see if we got the get request variable JSON. If we got it, now we are going to convert it into a PHP object. Using that string, you can use the JSON underscore decode function and give it the string JSON string, and it will give you out a valid PHP object with the same members as the JSON string. So we will have all these members, the array, the name, and the age. So we have decoded it into a PHP object, so we can access now the members of this object. Let's just access the name property, and this should give us out the John. Let's write here Michelle. So this should give us out Michelle. So we come back to our response part, and we are just going to check if we got the response. If ready state equals 4. If you don't know about Ajax, please watch my Ajax tutorials. So we are going to alert XML http.response text save. So this should give us the name property. Now this is from the PHP file using Ajax. So this is how you decode your string on PHP, JSON strings, and we are going to do is we are going to convert it into a associative array instead of PHP object. So we can access it like this. Now you put name as a index of the array, the property name as an index of the array, and you can access it. If I refresh it, Michelle, let's access the array and access first index. So my R was the array. Save it. This should give us out the first value here. So we come back here and refresh it. Now first value. This is how you decode it, JSON string on PHP. So we have the associative array now. I just write this so you don't get confused. This is not an object no more. So now we convert the JSON string. Now using JSON underscore encode, you can convert your PHP objects, PHP arrays, either it is associative array or a numeric array, into a JSON string. PHP assoc, this should give us out a JSON string. Echo JSON string. Save, refresh. So now we got what we sent previously, but this is now decoded by encoded by our PHP script. So these functions are built in. You can use it to decode and encode your JSON string. So we can easily manipulate data as we got it as a variable or object. So now in this part of the script, we received our JSON string from the server now. So what we are going to do is convert that into a JSON object, JavaScript object, using again the function method from this library, the JSON.js library. The method is called parse, and it takes a JSON string as an argument, which is actually the response from the server, response text, and it will give us out a PHP JavaScript object. This time we can alert the name property. JS object dot name will give us out the name property. Refresh, and we got Michelle. Let's access the age now. We are going to add it up with 5. So we can see that integer operations can be, arithmetic operations can be done to integer received by the through JSON. So yes, integers also work. And to access the array, you write the name of the array, my R, and the index. So let's access 2. This should give us out nothing. We should write 1 because 1 is the second index, and it should give us out second